Hey there, welcome back to the channel. You've been holding on to your silence, trying to heal the wounds they left behind. Day by day, you've been rebuilding yourself, piece by piece, without them. But just when you're starting to feel stronger, just when your heart is finally learning to live without them, they text you, that message you've secretly dreamed of, the apology, the "I miss you," or maybe just a simple, "Hey, how have you been?" But don't let those words fool you. That message isn't just a text. It's a trap to see if they still have power over you. And right now, you're at the most dangerous point of no contact, because the person who broke you will always come back to see if they can break you again. I know how hard this moment feels. Your heart wants to reply, but your mind is screaming, "Don't do it." And that's exactly why you're here. Because deep down, you know this isn't just about a message. This is about power. This is about everything you've fought through to become the version of yourself you're becoming right now. No contact isn't just silence. It's a war between your old self and your future self. The old you would have replied in seconds, begging for answers, hoping for closure, praying they'd finally choose you. But the new you, the one you've been building in this silence, they don't even deserve to meet this version of you anymore. Before you reply, I want you to ask yourself one question. Are they texting you because they miss you, or because they miss the control they used to have over you? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly why they're reaching out now, what that message really means, and the most powerful decision you can make in this moment. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether you should reply, or whether your silence is the only reply they'll ever deserve. This is your power now. This is your glow-up season, and I need you to protect it at all costs. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments right now. I am worthy of peace, not mind games. Let's get into it. Number 1, the power of no contact. You might feel like your silence is going unnoticed, but what you don't realize is your silence is doing more damage than any message ever could. Right now, while you're questioning whether no contact is even working, it's breaking them in ways you'll never see, because silence doesn't just hurt, it exposes. It exposes who really cared, and who only stayed because they thought you'd always be there. When you walked away, they didn't expect you to stay silent. They thought you'd be the one checking up, sending long messages, trying to fix what they broke. But every day you've stayed quiet. You've shown them something they never thought you'd show: discipline. No contact isn't just about ignoring them. It's about teaching them what life feels like without you in it. You're not punishing them. You're protecting yourself. You're showing them that your absence is more powerful than your presence ever was. And trust me, they're feeling it. The human mind always craves what it can't have. Psychology says people only start to value you when they feel they're losing access to you. That's exactly what's happening right now. The longer you stay silent, the more their ego starts to crack. Because deep down, they never thought you'd have the strength to walk away. What they don't know is, this silence isn't weakness, it's your rebirth. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." And that's exactly what you're doing. You're not begging, you're not explaining yourself, you're not reacting to their breadcrumbs. You're simply choosing yourself. And that choice is breaking them in ways they'll never admit. No contact is the most powerful weapon you'll ever have, not because it makes them miss you, but because it forces them to see your worth, without you having to prove anything. Every day you stay silent, you're teaching them the lesson your love never could. You were always the prize. They were just too blind to see it. I know it hurts. I know the silence feels heavy. But what hurts more? Chasing someone who was perfectly fine, losing you. You're not losing anyone. They're losing someone who would have never given up on them. Your silence is turning the tables without you lifting a single finger. They might act like they don't care, but trust me, they're checking their phone more than ever right now, waiting for your name to pop up. But you're not that person anymore. Seneca once said, "He who controls his emotions controls the game." Right now, you're winning a game they don't even realize they're playing. Keep holding the line. I want you to drop this powerful affirmation in the comments right now. My silence is my strength, and my power is breaking them. Number 2, why they're reaching out now. That message you just got, it's not love, it's fear. They didn't text you because they suddenly realized your worth. They texted you because your silence has forced them to face the one thing their ego was never ready for. The possibility of losing you for good. When you went no contact, they expected you to break. They expected you to come running back, desperate for their attention. That's what their ego was betting on, because the person you were before, the one who would reply in seconds, the one who fought to keep them, the one who accepted less than what they deserved. That's the version of you they thought would always be there. But this silence, this new version of you, it's terrifying them. What you're feeling right now is the power shift happening in real time, because the same person who once ignored your messages is now the one testing the waters to see if they still have power over you. That, "Hey, how have you been?" isn't a message, it's a trap. They're not reaching out because they want to fix things. They're reaching out because they want to see if you're still waiting. Psychology says people only miss you when they feel they've lost access to you. They don't crave you. They crave the control they once had over you. Right now, they're not missing your love. They're missing the power they had to pull you back whenever they wanted. The hidden truth is, they're not texting because they genuinely regret losing you. They're texting because your silence has made them feel powerless. And the one thing the human ego can't handle is feeling powerless. If they truly missed you, they would have never put themselves in a position to lose you in the first place. Your silence isn't just hurting them, it's exposing them. Because deep down, they thought you'd always be an option. They thought you'd always reply. But now, they're realizing they played themselves, thinking they'd never lose someone like you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If someone is trying to pull you back, it means you're ahead." Right now, you're ahead, and they feel it. They're reaching out because they can feel you slipping through their fingers, becoming the version of yourself they never thought you'd become without them. But here's the harsh truth. They don't want the healed version of you. They want to see if the broken version still exists. They want to know if you're still the person who would reply at 2 a.m. They want to know if you're still the person who would drop everything just to text back. They want to know if they still have a hold on you, but what they don't know is that version of you doesn't exist anymore. The old you would have replied. The old you would have fought for them. The old you would have fallen for every little breadcrumb they threw your way. But this silence, this new version of you, it scares them more than anything. They're not reaching out because they miss your love. They're reaching out because they miss the power they had over your heart. Seneca once said, "The greatest revenge is not anger. It's indifference." Right now, your indifference is breaking them. You're not giving them attitude. You're not begging for closure. You're not explaining yourself. You're simply choosing yourself. And that silence is forcing them to see exactly what they lost. I know that message is tempting. I know part of you wants to reply, Not because you want them back, but because you want to remind them what they lost. But let me tell you something. Your silence is already reminding them. Every second you don't reply, they're feeling it. If they really valued you, they would have never put you in a position where you had to choose between them and your self-worth. Let this silence teach them a lesson they'll never forget. Number 3. How to know if you should reply. The message is sitting there, waiting. But before you even think about replying, I need you to ask yourself one question. What would a reply give you that your silence hasn't already? You've come so far without their validation. You've survived nights where your heart was breaking, but you stayed strong. You fought through the pain of missing them, and still you didn't reach out. That silence. That was your power. That was your soul, choosing healing over history, choosing yourself over someone who made you feel like you were never enough. Now, after all this time, they've reached out. And suddenly, that little message has you questioning everything again. That's exactly what they wanted. Because your silence was the one thing they never expected. When you stopped replying, they lost control over you. And now, they want that control back. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Replying isn't just about answering a message. It's about what energy you're stepping back into. Are you replying because you're curious? Or because you're still hoping they'll finally give you the apology they never gave you? If you're looking for closure, don't. Because closure isn't something they can give you. It's something you give yourself the moment you decide you deserve better. They won't give you the apology you're waiting for. They won't give you the explanation that makes everything finally make sense. Because if they cared enough to give you closure, they would have never hurt you in the first place. The Stoics believed that true power comes from mastering your own mind, not chasing answers from others. Epictetus once said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." You can't control if they regret losing you. You can't control if they ever truly understand what they did to you. But what you can control is whether or not they ever get access to you again. So, how do you know if you should reply? The answer is simple. If replying would serve your healing, not your ego, then maybe it's worth considering. But if replying would only reopen the wounds you've fought so hard to close, then the answer is clear. Your silence is your greatest weapon. Don't put it down now. Number 4, what happens if you reply? So you reply. What happens then? Maybe you're hoping for a heartfelt apology. Maybe you're hoping they finally realized your worth. Or maybe you're just tired of the silence and want to feel that connection again, even if it's temporary. But here's the harsh truth. When you break your silence, you risk breaking your own healing. Replying might feel like a moment of relief, like you're finally getting the attention you've been craving. But that feeling, it's not love. It's not closure. It's your ego craving validation from the same person who made you question your worth in the first place. And the worst part, the moment you reply, the power shifts back into their hands. What happens if you reply? They feel reassured. They feel like they still have access to you. They feel like you're still waiting, still hoping they'll come back. And once they feel that reassurance, they pull away again. Because they never texted to fix things. They texted to see if they still had power over you. The Stoics teach us that our greatest suffering comes not from what happens to us, but from how we allow it to affect us. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." That text you're staring at, it's not a promise of love, it's not an apology, it's just bait to see if they can still control your emotions the way they used to. The moment you reply, you're stepping right back into the emotional cycle you've fought so hard to break. If they truly wanted you, they would have never made you question your place in their life. If they truly regretted losing you, they would have shown up long before now. What you're really craving isn't their text. It's the version of them you wished they were, not the version of them they actually showed you. Your silence isn't just punishment for them, it's protection for you. It's the wall between your healing and their manipulation. Every time you don't reply, you're teaching them that you're not the same person they walked away from. You're not the person who will tolerate bare minimum efforts anymore. Replying might give you 5 minutes of satisfaction, but staying silent will give you a lifetime of power. Let your silence speak louder than any message ever could. Number 5. Why no contact hurts them more than any reply ever could. Here's the truth. Your silence is the most powerful form of rejection. It's not just about ignoring their message. It's about choosing to move forward, choosing to heal, and choosing your own worth over their empty promises. And that hurts them more than any word you could say, more than any reply you could send. No contact isn't just a boundary, it's a declaration. It's you saying, I've had enough. I know my worth, and I'm not willing to settle for anything less than I deserve. The moment you stop engaging, you stop being a part of their emotional supply. You stop feeding their ego, and that's when they feel it. They start to feel the absence of you. And that absence cuts deeper than any harsh words ever could. When you break the silence and engage, you might get temporary relief. Maybe you feel like you're taking control of the situation, or that you've made progress in getting answers. But what happens after you reply? You've given them what they wanted: access, control, a response. And the cycle begins again. They don't need an answer. They need to feel like you're still waiting. They need to feel like they still have a part of you, but that part is gone. And it's gone because you've chosen to value yourself over them. No contact isn't just about ignoring them, it's about healing. It's about moving on. The absence of your presence makes them question everything they thought they knew about you, about themselves, and about the relationship. It forces them to confront the truth. They lost you, and the realization of that loss can be more painful than any message you could send. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." By choosing no contact, you're not seeking revenge. You're not looking to get even or make them feel what you felt. But you are choosing to be unlike someone who plays with your emotions. You're choosing to rise above their drama, above their manipulation, above the person who was willing to let you go. You're showing them that you have the power to walk away, even when it hurts. And in doing so, you've already won. You see, the more you remain silent, the more they're left to wonder, to question, to doubt themselves. The longer you don't reply, the deeper that uncertainty grows. They'll start to wonder if they made a mistake, if they missed their chance, or if they'll ever be able to get you back. That doubt is more painful than any message you could send. Think about it. When you reply, you're giving them a piece of your energy. You're giving them a chance to pull you back into their emotional chaos. But when you stay silent, you are taking back your power. You're telling them that you're no longer part of their emotional game. And that's when they truly feel it. When they feel the loss of control, that's when they start to realize the depth of what they've lost. Your silence forces them to confront the reality of the situation. You're not waiting for them to change. You're not waiting for them to come back and apologize. You're choosing to stand firm in your self-worth. And that's the kind of rejection they will never forget. Every moment you stay silent is a moment they have to live with the consequences of their actions. They don't need your reply to understand they lost you. They need your silence, your strength in walking away, your decision to not tolerate being treated less than you deserve. Now I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I don't need to explain myself. My silence is my message. Your silence is the ultimate power move. By not engaging, you are telling them everything they need to know. You're not available for their games, their manipulations, or their broken promises. You're moving on, and that's the most powerful thing you can do. Number 6. Final answer. Should you reply? Now that we've broken down everything you need to know, let's answer the ultimate question that's probably been on your mind. Should you reply? And the answer is clear. No, you should not. You see, the act of staying silent is not about punishing them or making them feel bad. It's about choosing yourself. It's about proving to yourself and to them that you don't need them to feel whole. You don't need their validation. You don't need their approval. You don't need their apology to move forward. What you need, and what you found in your silence, is your own peace. And that is everything. When you reply to their message, you risk stepping back into an emotional chaos you've worked so hard to escape. The silence you've maintained has allowed you to reclaim your energy, to heal, and to focus on building a future that no longer revolves around someone who wasn't willing to stay for the long haul. Your silence speaks volumes. It's louder than any message they could send you. It tells them that you're no longer interested in playing their games, in revisiting the pain of the past, or in seeking closure from someone who wasn't there when it truly mattered. The Stoics had a clear perspective on this kind of emotional self-control. Seneca once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." In other words, the greatest wealth you can have being your self-sufficiency. You don't need their approval. You don't need their answers. You have everything you need to move forward right now, at this very moment. Your self-respect, your self-worth, and your inner peace are the most valuable things you can hold on to in this situation. And by choosing not to reply, you are preserving those things. When you stop replying, you stop waiting. You stop hoping that they'll come back with a change of heart. You stop longing for the closure that you never really needed in the first place. Your peace is the closure. Your decision to move on is the affirmation that you don't need their validation. You've already healed, and you're continuing to heal with every moment you choose yourself over them. Think about it. What would a reply actually give you? A temporary emotional fix? Maybe, but that's all it would be. The truth is, they've already hurt you enough. They've already shown you who they are. And now, you're showing them who you've become. Someone who's learned that the key to moving forward isn't in rehashing the past, but in embracing the present and building a future that doesn't rely on them. Your silence doesn't just represent emotional control, it represents emotional freedom. You're no longer waiting for them to show up for you. You're no longer holding on to the hope that things might change. You're choosing to create a life where you're not dependent on anyone's validation to feel worthy. You are whole, you are enough, and you are moving on. So, should you reply? Nah. The moment you reply, you give them the power to pull you back into a place where you no longer belong. You've moved on. You've become stronger, wiser, and more emotionally free than you were before. And replying would only serve to drag you backward, pulling you out of the peace you fought so hard to find. This is your life. This is your journey, and you don't need them to complete you. In fact, they were never the missing piece. The missing piece was always within you, your own strength, your own resilience, your own ability to rise above the chaos. By staying silent, you're proving to yourself that you are enough, exactly as you are. You've already made the right choice by not replying. You've chosen to keep your peace, to value yourself above all else, and to stop letting someone who walked away dictate your emotional future. Keep that silence. Let it be the loudest message you send. You've healed, and now you're ready to keep moving forward without them. No contact isn't a punishment, it's a blessing. It forces the wrong people to lose access to you and gives you the time to become someone they'll regret losing. If this video spoke to your heart, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose myself, always. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, because your glow-up journey is just getting started. Let's continue building a future that's better, stronger and more empowered than ever before. You've got this.